All right, so my name is Kwesi Bobie. I joined the Chosen Vessels Choir in the year 2003. Then as a member, of course, in the tenor part. In level 300, no, even in level 200, I was part of the organizing team. I became organizing secretary in level 300 and the vice president and head of sponsorship for Glory in level 400. I completed in 2007. Okay, so the Jesus experience as the theme chosen for the 50th anniversary, I think captures the whole essence of the chosen vessel. When we say the vessels, we say unto honor, but unto whose honor? Unto our master's honor, our master Jesus' honor. And that has been the call and response for CVC ever since I've known it. And as students, we lived on campus reflecting that light of Christ. I think the Jesus experience just captures it in its entirety, and it's a very wonderful thing to go with for this anniversary. Well, 50 years of the existence of the Chosen Vessels Choir is great. I mean, can you imagine 50 years ago a few students came together to put this group together, and some years down the line I completed in 2007. So in 2003 when I joined, that's about how many years ago? Almost 19 years ago. So then before then we can say 31 years ahead of me, people have sustained a group that has had life imparting influences on students and in effect people's lives. Because see, the effect of CVC on us while on campus and even outside campus is too great. I can't really explain. Many lives have been transformed, many spiritual lives have been enhanced, people have encountered Christ and have lived and moved with it. As I speak to you, I know vessels who are pursuing serious ministry just because of the experience they had with CVC. So 50 years ago, we just want to thank all the pioneers, everybody who played a role and who was part of this group and sustained it for the many years it's existed. We pray that we live to see 800th year and we would have this video again, hopefully with you. I heard about CVC on an evening walk. When I joined the school, when I was in school, level 100, I think one Friday evening, I was taking a stroll on campus, and I bypassed the central cafeteria. And I'm a lover of music, so once I heard music, coming from the central cafeteria, I stood there a bit and listened to the great sound. Indeed, I climbed up the stairs to peep at the group, and interestingly, at that time I saw a wonderful woman who eventually will become a very good friend of mine later, Afio Fosu, ministering a song, and it just stood with me. I could remember her so vividly. And the next thing was, one time I was in my room in C69 Saba Hall, and this lady walks in to visit a class, I think a course mate of hers, Gizo, in my inner room. And once I saw her, I made her out, and I reached out to her and told her that, Mommy, I saw you singing with this group, and I love the song, I love the music, and that was it. And she was like, oh yeah, you're invited, blah blah blah, and that was the start of something that turned out to be really great for me, wonderful experience. And thank you, Afi, for that warm reception then. That is all. For us, that is the call at that time, the clamoring call for people like us, who eventually also ended up bringing up a lot more people to join the group. Life impacting, or if you say one word, transformational. I think as a member, it wasn't too difficult combining it with my studies, because I had a passion for the ministry. I love music, and I love the work of God. So it didn't pose much of a challenge for me. I think my challenges with CVC came in when I became an executive and I became responsible for a lot more other things, Now setting up early for rehearsals, all night rehearsals with instrumentalists and looking for instruments all over, and those were some tough times. And when I became head of sponsorship, going around as a student and convincing, marketing officers and finance officers and top officials in corporate around sponsoring a student activity, it was not easy, but by the grace of God, we sailed through, and it shaped us today. I'll say the one that involved my proposal to my wife, or then my girlfriend. So my girlfriend at that time was not on campus, but she used to come for our concerts. And I remember when, I think there was a break during administration, and this was when I was in level 200. Yeah, so that was the 2004 edition. So during the break, I went out with her and I proposed to her at Glory. And why won't it be a favorite? Eventually, she turned out to be my wife, and it's been 10 years of blissful marriage, just because of Glory, just because CVC. I'm glad. There was this thing that they used to say in CVC that the labor will not be in vain, and we used to say it and we believed it. Yes, during rehearsal times, during all-night rehearsals, you have your colleagues who are studying, covering more spaces and ground than you, because you are doing the work of God. But God is faithful. I think morally, just the fact that I knew I was a minister on campus, and we stand on stage during UCF ministrations, during what do you call that one? Joint services and the like, yeah. You become like an example to your friends. They see you go for prayer meetings, they see you go for rehearsals, and it puts that burden on you to live right. I think it was a good check on me personally. It shaped the way I responded to, all the kind of pressures that were on campus, and I was heavily involved in CVC activity. So I was busy, the devil didn't get me much, and spiritually, I can say confidently that it shaped me technically, it shaped me spiritually. I grew spiritually. I was part of prayer towers. Look, the experience was just awesome, and many years even after school, I am still in the ministry, and I know that CVC is a huge influence of what I have become today. Let me add this other bit of working as a committee member and heading sponsorship and all that, I think shaped my mind for the corporate world very early. So after school, I didn't have any tensions facing interview panels. And even till date, I don't have any tensions meeting up boards, making presentations and the like, because we learned it very early. We were made to break that ice very early during our days in CVC, and what a blessed time it was. Great time. This one really resonates with me a lot. Lord, we lift your name on high. You're the God of earth and sky. As we offer you this praise, Lord, let your glory, let it fill this place. Lord, let your glory, let it fill this place. Great song. I think that's Donny and Porter's House. And I love another song on an album project we did. Yeah, bebo, udina cherama, and let me say this, I love that song because of my bias towards the bass guitar. Ernest Wooten killed that song, man. And well, I don't know if you've listened to it, but you need to get it. Awesome. Yeah, I think it was during my time as head of sponsorship for Glory, 2007. Um, Very, very challenging year. After raising what was probably one of our highest budgets, we had a huge, what do we call it? But it was an encounter. We had to switch venues within 2 days, and how leadership came through, and we're able to switch and had a very successful event. That was quite memorable for me. So I'm into banking. I went straight into banking after school. Currently, I'm the branch manager for Stanbic Bank, Temafishi Harbour branch. Like I said, I always make reference to CVC and how it shaped my leadership qualities with the roles I played as an executive member, both as organizing secretary, as vice president, as the lead for sponsorship for Glory. All these things, brought out certain things in me: people management skill, marketing skill, presentation skills, communication skills, and they were all harnessed at CVC, and I am eternally grateful for what CVC has offered me and made me today. Look, what CVC offers any student on campus is that strongest bit of the non-curricular, which has to do with developing your leadership skills, developing your personality. And you will not get that in a classroom. CVC offers that. Shaping your spiritual life, CVC offers that. On any day, I'll recommend it to anyone joining any group on campus. I know you are facing challenges now. The times are not like it used to be when we had access to rehearsal venues and the like. I'll use this opportunity to make a very passionate appeal to the leadership of the University of Ghana to reconsider its stance on some of the lecture halls being used for some of these social events. Because see, I think the university education, we all understand, is way beyond books. We are shaping a personality, somebody who we need to make ready for the larger environment, the larger workforce. And in the corporate world, it's not all about book knowledge. A lot more of the social skills, the subtle skills that we possess and which we harness in groups like this. And it will be important that leadership would hear our plea, and make lecture halls accessible during non-lecture times to groups like CVC, so they don't have to struggle for rehearsal grounds and the like, because the kind of molding that goes on there, we can't allow it to just go down because of some of these obstacles. And we are hoping that leadership will hear us. Well, my final words, I just want to thank everybody. 50 years is no mean achievement for any group. Thanks to the alumni body for all the support. Thanks to the current leadership of CVC for all that you do. You guys are not having it rosy like we did. I need to tell you, we're much better, but you guys are still holding on to the fire and doing something great. I just pray that the Lord will bless you, and that this effort will not be in vain. God richly bless everybody. Amen.